Hey guys, welcome to this video. As many of you already know, this is how we're gonna be continuing with our classes. So I want you to please go to page 40 on your student's book, and at the top of the page you have a green chart showing the days of the week. We have 5 of them classified as the weekdays and the other 2 as a weekend. So I'm gonna play the audio of this vocabulary, and I want you to please pause it and then try to repeat it.
Lesson C. My routine. Page 40. Exercise 1. Vocabulary. Days of the week and routines. Part A.
Weekdays. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
The weekend. Saturday. Sunday.
Now below the chart we have part B of vocabulary, and we have a bunch of daily activities that you can do. So I'm gonna play the audio to you, and I want you to please try to repeat them.
Part B.
get up,
Drink coffee.
eat breakfast,
Read the news.
go to school,
Exercise.
cook dinner,
Study.
watch TV,
Go to bed.
And on number 2, conversation, we have a little conversation between Tom and Liz. It says Monday morning, and I'm gonna play it just so you hear the interaction between them. But the most important thing here, I think, is that you have to identify the structures that we saw in the previous class with do and does, and then we're gonna get a little review. So please try to pay attention.
Page 40. Exercise 2. Conversation. Monday morning.
it's Monday morning, again.
Do you get up early on weekdays?
Yes, I do. I get up at 5:30 a.m.
Wow, that is early.
and I study all morning and afternoon.
Do you study in the evenings too?
No, I don't. I cook dinner, exercise, and go to bed late, after midnight.
That's not good. What about on weekends?
On weekends, I sleep.
I want you to please remember that you can play the audios and you can play the video that we always see at the end of each unit. You have your online self-study activation code at the beginning of your book, just a friendly reminder. So now go to page 41, and you have the grammar chart over here, and for that I'm gonna open the PowerPoint presentation that I already sent to you, and let's review. Simple present tense. If you remember, we saw that we have 3 basic tenses in English, and in almost every single language, that is present, past, and future. But we'll be starting, by the easiest, that is the present. That you only need this basic formula. You need the subject, you need a verb, and the complement. You know that we have, remember these charts, we have these subjects over here, a singular and plural subjects. But for the purposes of this explanation, I'm going to use I, you, he, and we. I is going to be the subject, read, the verb, and complement a book. I read a book. If I use you, I, and we, and plural you, the verb doesn't change in simple present tense. If you remember from previous class. The only time that the verb is gonna change is when we speak in third person. This is he, she, or it. You usually have to add an s at the end of the verb, or an es, or convert the y into an ies. For example, here it says, I read a book. Here, you read a book. And here we read a book. And if you can see, as I already said, the verb doesn't change. But in here, with the subject he reads a book, it does change. You see? Now, the other example that we have over here is with the verb to watch. Remember, subject, verb, and complement. I, you, he, we, it's the same for subjects. I watch my favorite movie. You watch your favorite movie. If you recall, if you can see here, watch doesn't change, but it changes here. He watches his favorite movie, and it doesn't change here. We watch our favorite movie. And in the last example, with the verb study, same subjects, I, you, he, we. We have I study for the exam being the complement of this example. You study for the exam, he studies. In here, the Y changes in an I, an E, and an S. Okay, now let's also review these charts that I gave to you last class. We have a bunch of verbs in the base form, verb to be, verb to swim, to read, and if you remember, we talked about the irregular verbs, regular verbs too. We have here he, she, and it in green, so you can see that they do change by adding an s, an es, or ies. We have the other chart over here, and we have to also review the use of do and does. Well, as you saw in the previous chart, when we speak in third person, in present tense, the verb ends in an s. For example, my dad buys a car. Okay. We said that the verbs do and does have two main uses, as a verb and as an auxiliary. If we use it as a verb, it's a synonym of the verb make. Here we have the subjects that use do and the subjects that use does. Here we have the first of them uses. We have as a verb synonym of the verb make. For example, I have here I do yoga every Wednesday. We do the housework on Saturday mornings. I, we, they are gonna use do. Remember? He, she, dummies. He, it is gonna use, does. Okay. Now, as an auxiliary, to make questions, because remember that do and does are used in daily life activities. We have this structure, we have the auxiliary here, the subject, and the complement. That's the structure we saw last class. Do you like my new shoes? Yes, I do. As a yes, no short answer. Or no, I don't. Does Tom, remember that Tom replaces he, and so on, with other subjects. Does he like his new job? Why is it like and not likes? Because remember that does takes the s from the verb in third person. Remember? In positive, in negative, and in making questions. Does he like his new job? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. And you have more examples in your slides. I encourage you to study them again so you can have, more tools for your homework. We saw, verb to have, to go, and the question structure that I was mentioning before. And okay, let's go back to the book. With those of you that stayed in the previous class, we had a chance to make this exercise, but I want you to please try to make it by yourself using the slides and this video that I'm making for you. And then go to page 42, My Weekend. Here we have the reading exercise of every unit, as you remember. You have to look at the message board question, and it's gonna be 7 people that's gonna talk about their favorite day of the week, and you have to write over here what's the favorite day of the week of every person, and then write down in here why is it their favorite day of the week. Okay, for example, here Buy's Guy, he says my favorite day of the week is Saturday. So his favorite day of the week is Saturday. It's written down here, Saturday. I study from Monday to Friday. On Saturday, I get up late. So you can infer that he likes Saturday because he can get up late. And that's the reason of why this is his favorite day of the week. So you're going to do the same in these other 5 people. Okay? Then we have these activities. Here we have listening, Angela's routine. Listen to Angela talk about her routine on weekends. Circle the activities she does. So I'm gonna play the audio for this activity in case you don't have the activation code or you wanna do it here with me. So please pay attention to the audio, and let's see. It's for the listening.
Page 43. Exercise 2. Listening. Angela's routine.
So, Angela, do you work on the weekend?
Yes, I work on Saturdays.
Really? In the afternoon or evening?
I go to work at 6 p.m.
Do you take the bus to work?
No, I take the subway.
And after work?
Oh, after work, I watch TV at home.
Do you go to class on the weekend too?
I have classes from Monday to Friday, but not on the weekends.
Do you go to bed late?
Yeah.
And do you get up late on Sundays?
Yes, I do. I get up at 10:30 or so.
Yeah, me too. I also exercise on Sundays. Do you?
No, I don't. I read the news and I study. I have a busy week, and Sunday is a good time to study.
Do you cook on the weekend?
I cook on Sunday.
Okay, now you can pause it and replay it as many times as you like. For now, I want you to please do as a last activity the activities, the video activity sheets of Unit 4 that are on pages T179 and T180 on your before your workbook on your English book. And I have the video here. It's about Ben and doing some things for his English class. So because of the video being 4 or 5 minutes long, I won't record it on this video, but please use your online self-study activation code and you can see it at home and answer the pages.